Evening, people. Yes, as per usual, but you know what? We're back. We're back. You know what? You don't know how close we were to cancel. I was always up for the show. I'm always up for the show. I'm the man of the people. I'm man of for the people. But this lad, right, yeah, right there. Wait, there. He wanted to cancel. He wanted to probably dye his beard black. But I said, no, you have to come on. We've created the link. He's not talking because he knows I'm spitting facts. But welcome, Gene. We have to, it's not about doing content when you really, really want to. It's about doing content when you really can't be asked. And funnily enough, Gene, sometimes those shows are the best. But apart from that, how are we?
I'm all right. I turned up on time. Somebody turned up late
You
as
did.
always. Yeah, so don't blame me. So when you guys have come in here and said born and late, please don't be blaming me. There's only one person to blame, and that's that guy there. Oh no, that guy there. Yeah.
Can't work
So
here. Can't
so
work
big
out
up to
in
me.
between left and right. Tu kya kar sain?
Yeah, I can't, it's thingy in it. Can't
Yeah,
tell.
that way.
Yeah, man. I'm all right.
Oh,
I can't complain. All good. Looking forward to tomorrow, first game Champions League. So looking forward to it.
looks like the Stoke FC fans are in the house today. Um, Stoke FC kicked off the Champions League. Gene, did you watch it? Did you have a? You get a neck ache watching Arsenal. You get a neck ache watching football in the clouds. But even when you watch Arsenal from home, you still get a neck ache because the ball always is up in the air. But did you watch some of them? They won 2-0
I watched
apparently.
bits of it, Asim. Yeah, I can say I probably watched the second half, 20, 25 minutes of the second half. Same old boring Arsenal, isn't it, Asim? I'm not like having a go. I know our son's in the house. Just boring Arsenal, really. Yeah, they'll score a goal here and there, but just boring, man.
Oh, that's not boring. That's what he had.
Oh yeah, bro, SFC. Now don't remind me of this type of stuff, man. Listen, come on, bro.
Should we get
It's
one
not
tonight?
fair.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. I think with tomorrow we do an SFC. Listen,
Oh
bring you
yeah.
over tomorrow.
Hope our sponsors are not watching right now.
No, we'll have one of the Hubbards and an SFC in it.
Big up to Mother Hubbards, always showing support, love. And I need to get a little pitch from them. What does the sponsors want us to say on all our watch alongs for? I need to get one of them, a little pitch, a little sales pitch. But until then, head over if there's a Mother Hubbards near you, then go check them out. Yeah, Zach goes there. Mint chili
Oh, yeah,
sauce.
that
Wow.
damn Vinci is bad boy, man.
Muish pani hai, yeah.
Trust me.
Did you watch UA?
I was actually playing football, right? But yeah, and then I watched some highlights before the show because obviously you said to me it's 4-4 now, and I saw your tweet saying I called you when it was 4-2, and then you text 4-4. So I thought, I'll watch the goals and stuff. But yeah, man, what a game! Like you mentioned, the Champions League is back, a proper Champions League. Two European, teams that have won the Champions League as well, unlike Arsenal. You've got Bayern Munich, you've got Borussia Dortmund, and Juve, proper European teams, innit? But yeah, man.
You say proper Euro teams. We got proper takeaways in tonight as well. We've had Mother Hubbard's talk. We've had SFC talk. Shake Me's in the house now. He's talking about just how one of their legendary chip butties was watching the game. Oh, Fanny, are you up for the watch along tomorrow? Galka. Get in touch. Make sure we go down tomorrow. Junior's making an appearance tomorrow, Gene.
Oh
Yeah.
believe me, I told you, no. That
Is he
guy, man.
coming?
Has he had a shave?
He's been to Munira.
Has he been?
I think so, anyway.
Okay, if he's been, then we've got
I
half a
don't know if
chance.
Munira started taking bookings, but I don't know.
If he's been, then hopefully Junior will be on the watch along tomorrow. So, guys, whoever's in there tonight, make sure you tune in tomorrow for our first European night watch along.
And the big debut for the junior.
The admin.
Munira. Oh, anyway, there's 170 of you in the house. Like and subscribe to the channel. We're over 17k, by the way. We want you to reach the ultimate 20k, but it's all right. It's all right. Liverpool were left short, I thought, in the transfer market, and BNR are left short in the subscription market. But we're making our way there. It's as long as we're going in the right direction, that is the main thing. And head over to the BNR Ultra section as well, and shows your love and support. Gene, I want to talk to you about the press conference. I thought Anislaw was in form today. Honestly, he wanted
Yeah.
to go for those pundits, and he's been mentioning some pundits. He's mentioned Talksport as well in his press conference.
He did.
And he's hating this narrative about Liverpool spending 450 million pounds because it completely disregards how many sales and what we recouped in the transfer market. We keeps on mentioning it, and it's clearly pissing him off, and rightly so.
100%. I think when people tend to forget that, you know what, he was 100% right. We lost some big players. We lost arguably our best left winger. Obviously, some people will say Gakpo, but for me, it was Luis Diaz. We lost two forwards. Obviously, one for different circumstances, but Darwin's gone. He's gone. Kwanzaa was our centre back. He's gone as well. Tyler Morton. We lost a lot of players. And you have to replacement, but we recuperated, you know, over 200 plus, nearly 300 million, 250 million pounds for these players. Harvey Elliott went as well, where obviously it's a loan, but there's money that it's a guaranteed fee. So we can't really, you know, it's easy to say, oh, if you just spend like Arsenal spent 300 million and recuperate what jack shit. That's what I think they sold one towards the end, but I don't know if that went through. But they didn't recuperate anything. And he's right. We nobody can accuse us of going and buying the league, because we've done it the right way. We've sold, we've bought. We had obviously champion. We didn't buy the year before that, and then obviously we became champions. So he mentioned in regards to, you know, how lucrative that is. And this year summer we went big, but it was within our means. Nobody can say, oh, we're not sat here saying that we've got PSR issues like other clubs. We're still very, very healthy, and it seemed like, you know what, he was letting everybody know, because obviously, look, Asim, we played 4 games, won 4, and the narrative is, oh, they're not playing that great, the players haven't really kicked in. The main player that where we spent that 400 million on, the main number 9, Alexander Isak, hasn't even kicked a ball for us yet. So that's 120 million, 125 million pound out of that 400. That doesn't even touch the ball yet. The other one was another 30 million from Leone. That's another 30 million that he hasn't touched the ball yet. So but I could tell he wanted to give it to the people that are having a go at him, saying that, oh, they spent all this money and this and that. And I actually quite enjoyed his presser, to be fair. What did you make of it?
It's a dodgy wire, man. It's a dodgy wire.
Why do you get another wire?
Because the budget's tight. We spent all our money on the studio. Can't afford a wire. When do we get our next payment anyway? By the way, anyway, swiftly moving on. We've got the nation rattled. Sully, honestly, Fana's got him on a string. I keep watching his WhatsApp conversations with Fana. The Arsenal fans are absolutely livid because they thought they're getting the new Henry, their Henry. He slides and celebrates like Thierry Henry. He's got number 14 at Newcastle. He wants the number 14 of Thierry Henry. And they've ended up getting a big Curry's fridge.
Come on, man. A proper
fridge freezer. Freezer.
He's a Kota, man. He's a donkey, bro.
But how we got the nation rattled is because have we become the United of the 90s and the early noughties? As in, like, Bawa was very, very clever, Gene, where whenever you turn 28, 29, he got rid of you. Sometimes, you know, amicably, sometimes by throwing a boot at your face in the changing room, and you left the next summer. But have we become that team, that the Devil's Club, where we're getting late winners, we're pissing people off, and then we're buying the best players in the summer as well? Is there a bit of that, do you think?
Asim, come on. The Arsenal fans must be pulling their hair out, yard. 4 games where they've thought, you know what? This is the game where we're gonna, you know, they're gonna drop points, and 4 times we've gone and absolutely got a winner towards the end. They must be crying, man. I don't blame them, yeah. At the end of the day, Asim, wouldn't you be feeling a bit bitter? We would be if our title rivals had done that 4 games in a row at the start of the season without even playing well, right? So it's only fair that Arsenal are gonna have a bit of a going to be peed off, and I'm going to be unhappy about it. And now, obviously, they're throwing their toys out of the pram, and I like it. I'm all for it. And one of them games obviously was with us, And they're like, oh, you didn't create anything. It took a worldie to beat you. Well, it was a worldie, bro. Our man hit it into the top corner. You couldn't save it. And so what? We move on. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, they're gonna have that. But by us spending money, Asim, that's another thing which, because no other club in world, nobody expected Liverpool to spend the way they spent.
Mm,
Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz. Them three players are huge, huge players. Two, because we well, let's face it, are destined for, if you ask me, are destined to absolutely smash it. Um, Obviously, and Ekatike, when the way he started the season, they know
mm,
we've got a baller. They know, everybody knows Hugo Ekatike is going to bang at Liverpool Football Club. So, and they don't like it. They
mm.
genuinely don't like it because they're a team that always comes second.
There was something about there was a lot of protection for Florian Wirtz as well from him, Gene. He
Yeah.
mentioned about the 300 million in sales. He mentioned about the 450 million in expenditure. But then he said, "Look, he's here and he hasn't sort of scored 4 goals or had 12 assists. But Florian has been part of a team that has won at Newcastle and at home at Arsenal, which we didn't do last season. He's a part of a team that is number one in the league at the moment." Do you think he obviously genuinely believes it? But do you think there's a bit of protection for his star man there?
Of course, Asim, he's going to protect him. It's just, he knows he is going to be the star boy of this football club, and definitely in the future. So, he's always going to protect him, and it was always going to be slightly easy. Sorry, difficult. New surroundings, new team, new position. We haven't really played with a 10, and there has been a lot of changes. We saw Salah speak about the changes, saying, "Look, it's going to take a bit of time." About his link-up play, all that type of stuff. Even Virgil van Dijk mentioned it. So they're both the two talisman of your football club are mentioning that, it's going to take us a bit of time, so bear with. Slot even mentioned that he was really happy that with our start of the season in regards to results. He didn't think we would get practically 12 out of 12 in the first four. So he's absolutely buzzing with our results. It's just performances now, and they're going to come. It has been a difficult start. We mentioned yesterday, Bournemouth won 3 out of 4, Arsenal won 3 out of 4, Newcastle away, probably the hardest away we'll probably play all season. We walked out of all 3 games with maximum points.
Hmm. I want to ask you about. You got asked about Curtis Jones, and I've been asking and scratching my head as well. I'm not bothered asking anyone who is close to the club in terms of what his injury is, but it's probably because out of frustration, Gene. When Curtis Jones, it feels like he gets injured whenever he picks up a bit of form. And to be fair to him, well, not to be fair to him, the more frustration is in a way when if you're putting yourself in his shoes, is you've got McAllister struggling for form and fitness. This is another opportunity to grasp that opportunity. If you've got Sobo doing some right back shifts as well, it was the perfect opportunity to get form, to get that shirt, if you like, and stamp his authority on that in that position, Gene. So it's frustrating, but it seems like every time Curtis Jones gets a bit of form, he just picks up a nothing injury because it's either happened in a training session or going to the toilet. It's very frustrating because it seems to be happening all the time, Gene.
It is. And it does piss you off because you mentioned in not just now, in previous years as well, where he's always picked up a weird injury, and you're thinking, for flip's sake, now we need you. You've really got injured. I remember there was a time where I absolutely used to slate him, thinking, when we need you, you're always injured, and he'd come back, he'd play a few games, he'd do really well, and you think, you know what? Now is his time to kick in. He had a really, really good game when he came on against Arsenal, and we were like, you know what? We were all thinking, he might. We had people calling for him to start against Burnley, calling him to start the next game against Atletico Madrid, because you mentioned that the truth is McAllister hasn't been on it, and when we need you the most, you're bloody injured. And the thing that pisses you off more than anything is we don't even know what the fucking injury is. We don't even know how he got the injury, and it really pisses you off because you're like, for flip's sake, man, sort yourself out. I know it's people like Ale goes, Curtis is just unlucky. Yes, I get he's unlucky, but you need to turn up, man. You need to,
So
when we need
so is
you.
Naby Keita.
Yeah, man. And he's not a Naby Keita, because Naby Keita would get injured
Yeah,
just by
true.
him looking at football. But this guy, man, he's got the talent. He's a good player. We like him. Scouser, born and bred, understands it, gets it, and when you need him, this was his perfect opportunity to get at least 6 or 7 games under his belt, run of games. And look, I'm not saying he's going to take McAllister out of this team, but if he's a fit and fighting Curtis Jones is an unbelievable player. And we saw that against Arsenal, and it's just a massive shame that bloody he's gonna miss. He's gonna miss. It seems like he's obviously wasn't in training. He was the only one that was missing, and he's gonna be missing the Atletico Madrid game.
DC says, been loving the watch alongs, lads. Nice one. Thank you so much, DC. And we're back tomorrow as well. I think we go live. We'll try to, because we guys, as you know, we have full-time jobs. The aim of the game and the wish and the dream and the passion is to do this one day full-time, but we're not there yet. We're nowhere near there yet. And maybe we are there one day. And if we are, we'll be doing plenty of preview shows, and we're going live on midweek games as well around the 6 o'clock to do a bit of a preview for the lineup. But tomorrow, I think we go live around about 7:30 straight for the watch along. So make sure you join us for that. Gina, I want to ask you about the big man. Everyone is going, and I think Jay's in the house asking if we're there today, tomorrow. We're not. We're doing the watch along. But I was telling a lad at the work today, Gina, I'm bloody missing the Anfield at the moment. I don't think I've been. I think I saw the Atletico Bilbao's 2 games friendlies, and that's the only time I've been this season, and obviously the Newcastle away. But going over to Isak, Gene, he was asked about what Isak can do first up, and he said get him fit. The main challenge he has is to become so fit that he is first and all ready to do what he did last season. Speaking about PSG, I was mainly impressed by the way they press. Arnie Slot mentioned PSG again. Surprise, surprise. Now going one step further in terms of pressing, that's what he needs to do. Like he mentioned it as well, Gene, a couple of presses ago, that there's no point bringing him in for 5-10 minute cameos. He needs to play and needs to benefit in the team by giving him 35, 40, 45 minutes. And I asked the question that, you know what, how can you bring Ekatike off for 45 minutes at half time? It just won't happen. We saw Kirkes get not sent off, but you know, if he could have got sent off, he didn't bring him off at around 30th minute mark. But can you see a situation where you simply don't see Ekatike come out at half time because the big man has come on? Because if it's not, then he's going against what he's saying. He's not going to give him 5-10 minutes because he goes, that's
5-10. Give him 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Give him 25 minutes. Bring on the 60th minute, bring him off. Bring Ekatike off. 30 minutes is a good cameo against Atletico Madrid, if you ask me. And look, if you said to me, I want him to start, but one thing that Arne Slot mentioned, and that's one thing Arne Slot mentioned was Wissa in his previous thing, and he goes, I don't want to, not in this presser, that's in the one before that. We don't want Alexander Isak to get what he got. He's out now for 4 to 5 weeks. Because he didn't have a preseason, he didn't have all, have playing any games, and now he's out for 5 or 6 weeks. Liverpool, and he even mentioned that we do not want to make the same mistake. So I think there will be, we will show patience, but I think he gets 30 minutes tomorrow. He mentioned a few weeks a couple of weeks. Now he's been here. Hopefully that's like what that takes you into. Played that 20-minute cameo for Sweden. So he has been training now, and hopefully he'll get 30. I think 30 minutes tomorrow makes sense for all parties.
Who does he come on for? Can you see? Because let's be honest, Cody Gakpo stank the gaff out against Burnley, but I fancy him starting tomorrow. Do you think that Cody Gakpo goes off at 60 and we see a bit of Ekatike on the left? I've never been up for that idea, but a lot of people have been. I can't remember exactly what your opinion is.
I said that, Asim.
You want that?
I said I think we will see Ekatike play from that left-hand side more than a lot of people think this season.
Will we see it tomorrow? That first substitution at 60 minutes, you're telling me Alexander Isak is getting 35 minutes, 30 minutes tomorrow?
No.
When that
Alexander Isak will come on, but he will not come on for Cody Gakpo. He will come on for Ekatike.
Why?
I just think we'll go for this. It's still a Champions League game. It's our first one at Anfield. Asim. I just think he will probably go for the tried and tested.
Number one.
tried and tested. Number two, like Buddy Lad said, he keeps bringing Ekatike off. Ekatike seems like he's been playing the 60, 70-minute mark, and then he does make the change. Number two. And number three, like another person's mentioned, is Gakpo generally does all right in home games.
Yeah, fair, fair.
And I think in this game, probably not. Because it's our first Champions League game. It's important to get off to a good start. Because our group isn't exactly easy.
Mm.
I think he will come on for Ekatike. What are your thoughts? Who do you think comes on for? I want I want to see Ekatike on the left hand side. By the way, I want to see a Isak and
Do you know who I want to see tomorrow for 25 minutes?
Rio.
I want to see Rio. I want to see an attack tomorrow for the last 25 minutes of Mohamed Salah, Alexander Isak, and Rio.
With
Regardless of the
with Verse behind him.
with Wirtz behind him. Why are we scared? Not against Atletico. So what? Who Atletico? Bloody PSG. Come on. I'm not saying start Rio. Come on, people. I'm saying give him 25 minutes. Why can't we give him 25 minutes tomorrow?
Look,
You know,
Rio home.
if we're saying like we did not buy an attacker because we don't want to block the pathway of Rio, you're telling me Rio is not good enough to play at home for 25 minutes against Atletico Madrid? Then what's the point?
I agree with you. In home games, Asim, home games especially, I have no issue with Rio. Asim, he's brought him on against Newcastle, which was okay. It was 10 men, but he brought him on against Newcastle in a fiery game for the last 5-10 minutes. He brought him on when we needed a goal, when we needed a spark against Burnley. He brought him on. Why can he not bring him on against Atletico Madrid if it's going down the same sort of route for 3 minutes? Okay, 3 minutes. But this is what I'm saying. He'll make the change if he has to.
Okay. Let's see what happens. But do you think Chiesa's ahead of him at the moment?
Yes. But it'll be interesting to see where Chiesa is ahead of him now. Because the position is because now obviously Isak's back. Where does Chiesa fit? Because he was left out of the Champions League squad, so he's not even in the squad now, Asim.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't know if you got yeah. So tomorrow Chiesa isn't even in the squad. So Rio's in that squad. Rio will if Gakpo is not having the best of games, there's only one person to replace him. If I'm honest, that's Rio.
It is.
You're not going to see Ekatike play through the center, move Ekatike to the left when Isak comes on, and take Gakpo off Bulija.
Yeah, 100%. Is there any way that Alexander Isak could start for the first 45 minutes? Or am I just being very, very deluded here?
It's not about being deluded, Asim. It's about understanding what Arne Slot said. If we're to take what Arne Slot said at face value, you can see there's a chance of him starting 45 minutes, then you take him off.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
I would rather him start 45 if you're going to give him 45.
Why?
Half time doesn't make sense to take Ekatike off.
Puchin, these lads have got 4 months fitness on him. If he starts tomorrow, he's going to be off the pace. In theory.
Yeah, I get
Why
that.
wouldn't you, if you're going to give him 45, bring him on when there's 2 centre backs a bit tired?
Well, yeah, half time.
Half time, 60th minute, call it what you want.
Look, I've mentioned 60th minute is what makes sense for everybody. If he comes on the 60th minute, I would be very happy with that, if I'm honest. I do want to see Champions League, European night, under the lights, Anfield. I want to see him make his debut. I don't even want to see his debut against Everton. It's a 12 kickoff in the morning. I want to see that debut against Atletico Madrid under the lights in the Champions League Anfield. Yeah, you just know some things are written in the stars. And one thing that's written in the stars tomorrow is that Alexander Isak will open his goal account for Liverpool Football Club when he comes on. I can tell you that right now because it's written. Alexander Isak scores for Liverpool tomorrow, Asim, when he comes on.
Oh, what's your prediction? Whilst we,
I think we're gonna win 3-1 tomorrow.
Chelo. Here's someone asked. There we are. Kirat. He says Isak comes on for 30 tomorrow, and then 30 Everton.
Didn't I say this? Didn't I
Well,
say this? Yeah,
didn't Slot mention something?
he
But
mentioned something like
if
2
you
games in a row.
yeah, do if he
But
plays
this,
for 45, and then don't expect him to play, and recover for Everton. Didn't he say that?
yeah, so something. But I think he says he doesn't want to play 45. Hence why I'm thinking 30 and 30 makes a bit more sense.
Okay.
What's your prediction for tomorrow? And by the way, chat, get involved. I want to see what your predictions are for tomorrow's game.
Arnie Slot said there's definitely a chance because he's in the squad. 100% sure he won't play 90 minutes. And then I think he got asked about starting. He goes, "Look, I'm not ruling it out." I'm paraphrasing here now, but that's what he said. If I'm honest, if I go with my heart, selfish point of view, I want him to start. But I know that's probably not best for the player. Let's be honest. What Arnie Slot is probably gonna do is tomorrow is don't be surprised if Ekatika doesn't come out for the second half or whoever he comes on for, and he just gets first 45,
I don't want that.
a
I
second
want to
45.
see. I want to see. I want to see the whole. I am not happy with the half an hour half time,
Oh,
even if
yeah,
it's
you
48th
wanna,
minute,
huh?
or even if it's 50th minute. I
You wanna
want to
get the
see
crowd involved?
Alexander
Yeah, yeah, I
Isak
get that. I
make a
get that.
grand entrance at Anfield. He
You're gonna roll
deserves
the
the grand
carpet out.
entrance, man.
You're gonna
Come
roll
on,
the
yeah,
carpet
not a
out.
bloody half an hour, yeah. So half time, bring him on. No, man, bring him on with half an hour to go, where he makes a proper grand entrance. We're
No, no,
talking about the best
100%.
player, best striker in the world, bro, and the most expensive player in British history. So he deserves an entrance, man. He
No,
bloody
100%.
end of the day, I see me
100%.
flipping. Look what he did to get here.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Husnain says, bring him on, all the fans will go crazy. But if there's any team that you want to avoid, and that lad will be, it'd probably be stood next to him when Isak comes on and pulling his pants down, fouling him on the touchline, will be Diego Simeone, Gene. And we can expect them to turn up and at least try to spoil the party.
Yeah, of course. Look, he look. We know that it's not the same Atletico that it was from 3 or 4 years ago. We all know that Simeone himself is not the same character what he was 3 or 4 years ago. He's slightly different. He's slightly changed. I think anyway, and it'll be interesting to see how he is. Obviously, look, he has done us over once. I think we all know that in that COVID year, just before we went into lockdown. I don't know how the F they beat us in that game. It's probably the one game I will always remember as a game that we've never battered a team as much as Atletico, and we still
Mm.
lost the game. We were sensational that day. No team did to Atletico what Liverpool did to Atletico, and I honestly, we would have won the Champions League that year because we were that good. And that same year Chelsea won it. We would have
I think we watched that game
smashed.
at Pana's house.
We did. I was absolutely livid with that game, man, because we battered the shit out of them.
I've not
Literally kicked
seen
the shit out of them.
anyone. I've not seen anyone do that to a Simeone side, Gene.
This is what I was saying. No, what we did to Simeone's team that year, nobody did, and he knows that himself. That it was a smash and grab. They just got lucky. Flipping Adrian, man, bloody cost us big time that game. But you know what, Cholo, look, we move on, and then obviously we've beaten them the last time we played them. I'm sure we beat them 2-0 a couple of years ago when we played them. So
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
Anfield.
It
So
was.
I'm actually really looking forward to the game, and Simeone is gonna know that Liverpool. This is a different Liverpool. There is a
Mm.
bit. They've had him. I don't know. You have you seen that little spot between
I saw
Feyenoord
I,
and
I saw the clip going around. Yeah, I saw the
yeah?
clip going around. But Slot was talking in Dutch, so I didn't have a clue what he was saying. But yeah, look, it was a bit of a handbags, isn't it? But apparently, I've not seen Simeone's press conference, but apparently he was very, very complimentary towards Slot. So fair play, fair play. Um, there was a super chat, but in terms of him hurting us, obviously he's going to benefit us. But for the guys who have never seen Julian Alvarez play, that's a bit of a disappointment, Gene, when it comes to Atletico Madrid. But should we care?
Why should we care, Asim? End of the day, He's a quality player, and if a quality player isn't playing, then we can't really complain. It's probably going to be that, like Avi mentioned on the show yesterday, that Soloth is probably going to start. I don't know, and there was noise about that Almada, that Argentinian. He might be out as well. He's a brilliant player, man. Asim, I really rate him. I watched him the last few times for Argentina, especially over the last few games, and he
What
always
did
gets
you?
a goal or
What is he?
assist. He's like a he's like a winger type 10 sort of thing. He's a really good forward, man. And
Left
I
footer.
really
Left footer.
right for. I think he's got decent feet, man. He's got
Yeah.
decent feet. Um, but him and they've got a still got a decent team. Still got a decent team. Um, yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's interesting to see. But if Almada and what's his name, Thingy are out, then come on, man, Asim.
Mhm.
Julian Alvarez game out as well. You know, we need to turn up. We need to show what we're about, and actually put this game to bed. Look at even side goes Jimenez, the other striker, Alex Buena,
Yeah.
and Cardozo as well. But they still got they've still really got. You know, I'm just looking at Conor Gallagher.
Mm.
He's
Um,
there. Raspadore.
Ismail says, "I want our team tested. If we were tested, what is the perfect test for Liverpool tomorrow night? And not just say, oh, we go goal down, we turn it around, we play unbelievable football, but a few players you probably want Liverpool to, see some
Look, a test
life."
for me, and I want us to, is them to sit back and say, Liverpool, break us up. I want to see Florian Wirtz, Mohamed Salah, and these guys break them. That is a test. We need Florian Wirtz and Mohamed Salah to turn up. Them two have to turn up, Asim, because look, the truth is they haven't really turned up, and we need them to turn up, and I want to see what they're about in terms of how good they are, and especially in the Champions League. So obviously European, slightly different to Champions, the Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see how they actually play. But what is the test according to you? What do you want to see?
I probably agree with you. But I think that's what we're gonna get. That's what we're gonna get. Simeone has watched obviously all our games this season. You'd like to think so. Especially he's probably looking at Burnley side. You know what, Burnley, if you guys can do that, then I'm made for this. But look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've not seen a Diego Simeone side for a good. I saw those great sides when they won those two league titles. They've reached many Champions League final teams. And I don't watch a lot of Spanish football. And apparently, even last year, I was told that he started to play a lot more football and a bit more expansively.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that worked out, but I'm looking forward to seeing them play. Not just in terms of what style, but I'm looking forward to what formation they play. But whatever they do, they are going to make it difficult. These guys they've got a lot of winners in that team, a lot of experienced players. The managers, obviously, we talked about, is really experienced, and he's going to come under the lights, and he'll want to spoil the party, like I said earlier. And I think that's what Liverpool, and someone touched on it about, the physicality will be a different type of physicality, even though, actually, no, let me rephrase that. The level will go up a notch, especially
Yeah.
when you compare it to someone like Burnley, but it'll be a different type of test. If we're talking about Burnley being resolute and organized, you'd expect a Diego Simeone side to be even better and much more organized compared to someone like Burnley. But I'm looking forward to seeing Florian Wirtz. I believe and I think that he's an integral part of how we're going to be in the next month or two. You think Salah will sort himself out? You think Alexander Isak, as long as he gets the enough service like he did at Newcastle, if he was getting that, we'll get enough service at Liverpool. But I think that relationship, whether it's Wirtz and Salah, Wirtz and Isak, that is what is going to win us the league. I know you people talk about keepers and centre backs, and Virgil van Dijk is that type of guy. He can win a game and a league on his own. That's how good he is. But if we're going to be exciting and we're going to put 2, 3, 4 past teams, we need those relationships between Wirtz and Salah, Wirtz and Isak to come good. And it's not going to come overnight, and it's not going to come tomorrow, because we talked about the fitness of the big man. But in the next 3-4 weeks, I want Liverpool to put 2-3 past teams, especially Wirtz, because I believe he's going to be the supply for Salah as well, and for the number 9 as well. So if you spend 160 million pounds on him, there's already talk. Obviously, we're nowhere near there. That opposing fans obviously trolling as well, but there's an element of truth as well. It's saying, look, you bought this guy for 160 million. What does this guy do? Yeah, he's just another Szoboszlai at the moment. No assists, no goals, and he's run all over the pitch. But I don't believe that. I'm nowhere near that. But I want Florian Wirtz to express himself, and I want maybe. I think tomorrow we'll see Bradley at right back. I think we'll see Szoboszlai at left side in midfield, and then we'll give Wirtz what we saw in pre-season and in early parts of the season, where we give him the freedom to go and make play. And I think we just need to give him a bit of time to get up to the physicality of the Premier League and the Champions League against teams like Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid will kick him tomorrow, Gene. I really believe that they'll kick him and they'll make it difficult for him. They'll make it really, really difficult in tight spaces. They'll foul him. They'll harass him. But I think Florian Wirtz needs to rise above it, not just by reacting and kicking himself, but getting out of those tight spaces, getting out with the physicality, and just showing us what he's capable of. Because I think if you're gonna play around your number 10, then he needs to start doing the business very, very soon, Sheen.
Yeah, look, we all know. I think it doesn't take a brain surgeon to work it out, Asim, that every Liverpool fan, especially, wants Florian Wirtz to finally arrive, like literally arrive and say, "Okay, guys, I'm here. The man is here." And because we need a moment of brilliance from him. We need a goal or an assist, which we think, this is why we paid that money for him. And he's shown glimpses of it. Not gonna lie, he's shown glimpses, but glimpses isn't enough, especially when you're going to challenge for the biggest trophies in European football. And he has to turn up. I think, look, I've seen enough little in glimpses. He just needs to do it. Turn up to a game, and if it's 80 minutes, come off and the whole Anfield to clap him and say, you know what, you've arrived. This was your game. He needs to stamp his authority on a game and where he is the man of the match in that game. That's what we need to see from Florian Wirtz, and we need to see it pretty soon, because he's a brilliant footballer. Asim. One thing that with Florian Wirtz, Asim, that, and look, I know this was maybe because he wasn't sharp enough. It was pre-season. I always felt as though sometimes when he passes the ball, that it's like short. His balls are sometimes a bit too short.
I know what you mean.
And maybe it's the way, I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to look at teach him how to pass a football, but it's always left a bit short. He's not getting to his man. He's leaving a bit there for the opposition. It will come, but he needs to improve us, him. And I hope tomorrow is a game where he finally does arrive and says, you know what, I'm here.
That technique of quite a few number 10s have it, is when you take that ball down in one motion, it can be a strength, and it can also leave you short at times and be a weakness as well on the very odd occasion. But I know what you mean, because it's happened, especially when he sends it out to Salah and the left back.
4 or 5 times this season it's happened.
Yeah. But I think that's right. But it sometimes catches you by surprise, where he takes it down, he turns on the half turn and passes it with one motion. And sometimes it can surprise you and catch you flat-footed, and the winger's got it and he can do what he needs to do when he receives it. But you're right. So hopefully it's a bit of late summer and the pitches were dry, and then now the autumn and the winter's kicking in, and there's a bit of fizz and zip on the pitches, and it'll be. But I don't think it's the pitches.
This is nothing, Yard. Please, and I mentioned it yesterday, Asim. Please, if you get half a chance, pull the friggin' trigger. Don't pass the ball, bro. Just pull the trigger. You've got more chance of you scoring at times when you're in, especially when you're inside that box. The light, man. You've got the thingy. He's always, sometimes I think he's always maybe being too intricate when there's you don't need to be. He's good enough to put the ball in the back of the net himself. Just if the opportunity comes, do it, rather than look for another 1-2 with Salah or Ekatike or whoever it is. Flip him, pull the trigger, man.
But I think sometimes that can happen. We sometimes forget that the guy is still 22, Gene. Yes, we've paid 160 million pounds on him, but there are going to be peaks and troughs with a 22-year-old, regardless of how good you are. So look, fans who really want a plug and play type of option, we've spent mega bucks on him. Come and show us what you can do. But I want to ask you a question, and I want to stick with Florian Wirtz. And you said he needs to start doing it very soon, and I agree with you. Just regardless of how much the manager is protecting him, and we've seen him the number 10 option. Florian Wirtz, Slot has had those conversations within the summer. You are going to be the focal point of my team. Come be the main guy in our team. We're going to build it around you. We're going to give you the freedom of the pitch, because that's what he's been receiving since he's come into this side. And it's not happening, Gene. Where do you draw the line? Is it going to be Florian Wirtz in the number 10 and you're out and you're given sort of a few days out of the limelight, get your fitness, get your form, and then come back into the team? Or do you think the first step is going to be Florian Wirtz from the number 10 to going out wide and having a bit more space and freedom from there and coming inside? It's a completely different thing. There's a lot more traffic in the number 10 area. And to be fair, he has found it difficult with the physicality as well. Is that the step number one for Florian Wirtz? Or is that Cody Gakpo's position and nobody's touching it?
It's not. Florian Wirtz, Asim, you have to find a spot for. It's as simple as that. Whether it's on the left or whether it's a 10,
we're speaking hypothetically here, and hopefully we never cross this subject again. But in 3, 4, 5 weeks' time, it's the same case. But why should you if he's playing shite?
What?
In 4 or 5 weeks, if he's playing shite,
I think because he's that good of a player. And I like Cody Gakpo. I think he's done pretty well. Especially over the last year, especially last season, and I think he's been an okay start to this season. So, but he shared responsibility with Luis Diaz last year, and if it means playing Florian Wirtz there for a couple of games to see how he gets on, imagine he goes there and absolutely smashes it. Then what?
But what if Cody Gakpo at the time is playing well?
Yeah, but
if he deserves to be dropped.
It all depends. Look, Asim, we've got a squad. So you have to understand that Wirtz is going to get a lot more chances to prove himself if the 10 isn't working, and he'll put him on the left because he has to show enough in training to prove that he can play there. He understands the slot way of playing from that sort of position. So he will go there, and if it works, why not? I have no issue with any of these players playing there, Asim. No issue. As long as it works, and that is the key. But one thing I will tell you now, when Alexander Isak is playing, I think Wirtz gets a lot more space in that midfield, because Ekitike does drop. He's not a box number 9, whereas Alexander Isak is. Of course, Isak can play off as well. But I think that opens the gates. Another thing is Alexander Isak will occupy more than one defender. 100%. And that opens up a lot more space for Florian Wirtz, whereas probably Ekitike doesn't. Because the opposition are going to shit bricks when it's Alexander Isak, because they know they played against him. They know this guy hurts you. And it's a completely different threat. And I think he'll come good, man. He will come get good in the 10. I know what you're saying hypothetically, but he will come good in the 10, man. He's gonna smash it, man. I've still seen enough in terms of little bits where I think, what, he's ready, man. He just needs a moment, and that moment, inshallah, will be in the next. I hope it's tomorrow. If not, I hope it's ASAP.
Keep liking, keep subscribing, people, and all that good stuff. Jack Whitaker, sorry, I posted this. I put this super chat quite late, but it's a completely different situation. What do you call it? Conversation, so we can discuss it. At what point do we need an honest conversation about Salah? We all know the player he is, but let's be honest, he's stinking the gaff right now. Gene, we've been talking about Mohamed Salah for the last 2-3 weeks, and people are right to ask the question, like, Why isn't he playing well? And we discussed it at length last show, but has your opinion changed in the last couple of days?
No, look, for Mohamed Salah, there's less. Salah has had plenty of games like this in previous years where he's gone 3 or 4 games where we thought, you know what, Salah's not doing it, Salah's not doing it, Salah's not doing it, and but we stuck with it and we know exactly what managed. He's able and managed to produce, and Salah will produce. He's too good of a player, and it's not regarding his age because at times even his I think felt as even his finishing wasn't as good, but he'll come good, man. He will. Salah will always come good. You have to stick with the king unless he goes, he gets to November time, and we're still sat here thinking Salah's still stinking the gap. Then it's a problem. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm sat here in November, Asim, in another month and a half's time, 2 months' time, I'm sat here thinking, you know what, Salah's not doing it, boys. Salah's not doing it. Regardless of his GAs, because he does have, and the man says he has credit in the bank, and it's not the first time Salah's gone 5 or 6 games that he's had a bad game, bad games. And the biggest thing that you mentioned yesterday, Asim, was he might not have the best of games,
Hmm.
but he will give you moments, and them moments are match winning moments. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have players in your team who are there to provide, the give you the game, give you the 3 points, give you the brilliance when it's really needed, like the Newcastle pass. He was on his right foot. He told Chiesa to go, ask for the ball, got it back. We might see more of that. But Salah even mentioned it a few weeks ago in his interview. My role is slightly changing.
Yeah.
It's about being more creative and understanding all that type of stuff. He understands there's still a number 10 now. He understands there's a proper number 9 in Alexander Isak coming. So he gets it. He will come good. And how can a guy that's been so good for us only a year ago put up, 40 plus 40, nearly 50 GAs, at the start of the season be that good and say, you know what, he's finished? Come on, yard. We have to be, this is Mohamed Salah we're talking about. We have to, understand that he's still one of the best players in the world and he will come good.
Mark is in the house. He says Salah will still get 20 Premier League goals this season. I hope he does. I hope he does. Tactics argument is not valid. His touches and passes are completely off 90% of the time. I think that's
I mentioned this, Asim. Look, there's two things. Salah, number one, Dennis, isn't receiving the ball enough.
Hmm.
We've all know that he's not been getting the ball, where in previous years we were seeing him get the ball a lot more. Asim mentioned yesterday, obviously, when Trent isn't playing, obviously now Trent's gone, he misses that link up play. And we've seen, obviously, with our right backs, we probably whatever we tried in pre-season, because I thought in pre-season Salah was brilliant at times when we had Frimpong or Bradley. They've been injured as well. So whatever they've been trying in pre-season probably hasn't really happened yet, because Soboslai has been playing in that position. It's been slightly disjointed. And obviously, with new players coming in, it is going to take time. Salah himself has come out and said it that he doesn't really have yet the chemistry with
Yeah.
what he had with Darwin Núñez and Diogo Jota. So if Salah himself is saying, I don't have this, then come on, guys, we have to cut him a bit of slack. It will come good. The passing, the assist will start coming. He's too good of a player. One thing I can understand you saying that he isn't scoring, but one thing with Salah is if he's not scoring, he will definitely get you assists. He is a creative winger as well, and we could prove that last season. We're not seeing that. We've not even seen that as much this season. That the ball that he used to play in for Soboslai or the
Yeah.
fullback to come on to. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But I've got no worries with Mohamed Salah. He's the last of my worries, if I'm honest.
100%. Okay, Chin, we're going to quickly go through the predicted team, and then we'll call it a night. Ali, who's your right back tomorrow? Bradley?
I went Bradley, didn't I?
Bradley.
Is there a case of Frimpong?
No.
Okay.
I think Bradley's performance in the Burnley game gives him, that spot for tomorrow. If you disagree, let me know. There might be a shout for Frimpong tomorrow. At the end of the day, he did create the penalty for us, even though he wasn't playing right back at the moment at that time. Sorry. So Kanate, there was who said Gomez might play tomorrow. I think
No,
it
no.
was
You
it?
did.
Gene? No, I didn't
You
say it.
did.
No, no, no,
It was you.
no, it wasn't. It was Ben or Avi. I think it was Ben. I think it was Ben. I thought I explored the option of Gomez playing against Burnley.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you did. It was Burnley. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Sahir, yeah. Look, this is a knowledgeable crowd, man.
Okay, okay.
Knowledgeable crowd. Knowledgeable crowd. Um, okay, Verge, who do you want at left back? I think you gave me your answer yesterday, didn't you? Kirkes. Who do you think Slot will go for?
I think it goes Robbo. But I want Kirkes.
Why? Why does he go? He bloody
Eh?
gone full circle.
I want Kirkes to start.
But you were giving me the psychology of Slot yesterday as well, saying, "Oh yeah, shut the hell up. Slot's not gonna. He bought him. He's a 21-year-old. He's our number one. Why the hell is he not gonna start him for Atletico Madrid? He's gonna start Atletico Madrid. He's gonna start the derby, and he's Milos Kerkez." That's what you said. So that was your opinion, but you also gave me the psychology of Slot.
Okay, I'm starting with Los Kirkes and Slot starting with Los Kirkes then. And look, I'm a Milos Kirkes fan. I want him to start, yeah.
Okay, TK. But no, joking aside, do you really think he's gonna go Robo?
He's gonna start Robbo.
Really?
I've got a feeling, Asim. I was thinking about it today, the lineup, and I thought, you know what? He might just go Robbo,
So if Robo starts tomorrow, that's what I was talking about. If Robo starts tomorrow, plays really, really well, he has to start the derby then.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, innit? Let's see how he plays tomorrow, innit? But
Huh?
there's a different kettle of fish, Atletico Madrid. It's not Burnley away, bro. Because look, I'm a big Robbo fan, an unbelievable legend, but I absolutely drilled him last season. And I don't like drilling him. I'll be honest with you, he's a legend. I love the guy, yeah. Brilliant footballer, left heart on his sleeve, brilliant lad and everything. But last season,
Mm.
he just let me down too many times.
Is there a case of saying, why the hell are we even discussing? Look, if that situation didn't happen, Gene, the Kirkes option, the Kirkes situation and him getting subbed off, if that didn't happen, we wouldn't even been talking about, because there's an old school thought that you just do not rotate your back four and your keeper. Simple as.
Yeah. Look, generally speaking, would he have been taken off if he had a yellow card? No, he
No,
wouldn't have.
no.
He would have played the full game. Maybe Robin might have come on for 10, 15 at the end. So this is why, but you flipping guys, man. You flipping the way you were talking yesterday. You really swayed me a little bit today, man. It's all you lot. No, Kirkes, man. I'm staying with Kirkes, yeah. Forget that.
Okay,
Kirkes start
okay,
tomorrow.
okay. TK, we've gone with Kirkes. Gravenberg obviously starts. Curtis Jones is training tomorrow, but he's not going to be in the squad or
No
hit and
chance.
miss. He's not going to start. No chance. Soboslai,
Yes.
Florian Wirtz in the 10.
Yes.
Cody Gakpo,
Yes.
Ekitike,
Yes.
and the King.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the team as well.
Yeah, same.
I think that's going to be the team. Okay, people. Thank you so much. See what I mean? It was a good show. Good gap shop.
Enjoyed it, to be fair. I'm glad I came on.
See what I mean? People, I told him that, you know what? Come on. We've put the link out. We have to go on. We can't cancel because I don't want 10
What do you think? What do you say yesterday's score prediction?
I went with 3-1, I think.
I went with 4-2.
You went 3-1 about 20 minutes ago.
I said 4-2 yesterday, yeah.
Well, I asked you for your prediction. Look, knowledgeable crowd. Tell me what Gene said 20 minutes ago. Tell me, people. You said 3-1 a bit ago. I'm sure you did. That's what you said. See what I mean?
You know what? See, I told you I wasn't right in the head today. This is why I didn't want to come on. I never make these type of mistakes before.
Stick to your 4-2. Stick to.
Yeah. Yesterday he said 4-2. I told you I said 4-2 yesterday. So let me stick with what I said yesterday, innit? Not today. Forget what I
4-2.
said to you
Yeah,
yesterday.
that'll be good for the watch along. The 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2 will be wicked, but they 4-2, I maza. And Alexander Isak, cop end, Talakos, I say, I'm gonna swear at you if we score the towards the cop end, because I'll be like, why am I not in it?
You know what? I'm predicting. I'm changing. I'm changing.
Yeah,
No, I'm changing.
typical
I'm
Asim.
changing. You know what? It's 1-1. Cop end, 95th minute. Alexander Isak is going to score the winner. Cop end. And Gene's going to get on our table. He's going to break it. He's going to take his top off. And he's going to go absolutely wild. We see you tomorrow on the watch along. Have a good night. Bye for now.